Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. What I have for you today is a scenario by Paulo Bellomi called Mare Nostrum. It's his 6th attempt, so this I hope goes to show that yes, it can take a while for a scenario to get picked up by the upvotes, but it will eventually get the attention that it might warrant. So if you have a scenario that you've constantly been pitching and it hasn't been picked up, make some adjustments, change your pitch, change your information about the scenario, maybe change the scenario a bit. And, well, maybe it's gonna get picked up. And, of course, the most upvotes wins the next video of sorts. Now, this is the CPU-friendly edition of this scenario. Previously, he was pitching a scenario that had a lot more ships, and that would probably not have been very healthy for my computer. So this is the, the lighted version of it. Alright, it is 1940. France has recently surrendered under the German invasion, and the Mediterranean is disputed between the Italian Regia Marina and the Royal Navy's Mediterranean Fleet. Instead of waiting, Italy decides to attack the British with their most modern ships, before the Royal Navy sends more vessels that would turn the balance in Mare Nostrum. However, the Axis power doesn't have the resources to build other capital ships, and as such, no battleship or heavy cruiser is expendable. You will play as Italy and design the battleships that should be as similar to the Littorio Class as possible. However, you can have no access to radar, as the flag officers of the Regia Marina at the time did not fully trust the relatively new technology, delaying the research in the field. The starting range can be whatever you like. I'm gonna go with a, let's say 25,000 meters. Especially seeing as the British have 10 destroyers, I want to stay outside of their range. I want to first see what the enemy fleet's doing. Italy, 1940s technology. 2 pseudo-Littorio Class battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 4 destroyers. The British Empire, 3 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 3 light cruisers, and 10 destroyers. My objective? Destroy the whole British Mediterranean fleet. At the same time, keep every single battleship and heavy cruiser alive. This is going to be an important mission, especially with the destroyer problem. I'm going to have to try and keep these destroyers from sinking my battleships. So the battleships are key, the heavy cruisers are key, and the design for the battleships is going to have to be as close to the Littorio class as possible. Let's see what I can whip up with the limitations that are imposed on me through the game. This ship, Littorio Class, supposedly has a displacement of 40,000 tons, or 45,000 tons under full load. So this is too much, this is too much, this is too much. It would have to be Dreadnought 3. That's the only thing that I can make work and still have 45,000 tons. So let's put this on maximum, 44,000 tons. And this is going to be the Littorio. Speed on this ship. Let me check. What are we looking at? We're looking at 30 knots. 31, 30.5 there. Let's put the range to long. Bulkheads to full. Propulsion. What did she have? She had 4 geared turbines. So I suppose that's the 4 geared steam turbines. By the way, speaking of this, in the previous video I said, hey, this is a bug. The diesel engines are, they're supposed to be lighter, but they have less horsepower per weight. Why is this working like this? Well, it's less horsepower per engine ton. That's when I was trying to build that destroyer that went up to 55 knots. And I thought that diesel engines could do it, but no, you need the double geared steam turbines. So that was definitely not a bug, that was just me being stupid. And thank you guys for correcting me there. Okay, let's go for oil boilers, forced. This I don't know about. But I suppose that a ship like this would have either an auxiliary petrol or diesel engine. So let's say diesel. Shaft. Italians are known for their faster cars, shall we say? Would that also translate into shipbuilding, I wonder? Maybe? Maybe not. Hold on, by the way, I have the range here. The range is set to 4,580 nautical miles, which translates to 8,480 kilometers at 16 knots. I'm not sure if that's considered very long range or not. Let's put it to long range. Group 4 armor. Let's see. It doesn't really say anything, of course, about the barbette armor, but let's go for heavy barbette thickness. Now, Paulo also said in his scenario that the Littorio Class battleships were known as torpedo magnets. So let's say that this ship has a lot of torpedoes coming at it. In that case, I'll go with torpedo protection 4. Triple hull, reinforced bulkheads, anti-flooding 2, and citadel. Yeah, about that. I don't exactly know what the citadel should be. How bad or how good it's supposed to be on these ships. Let's just move on. What sort of armaments do these guys have? They have 9 15-inch guns in a A-B-C formation. So 2 on the bow, 1 triple on the stern, 12 6-inch guns, 12 3.5-inch guns, and 20 1.5-inch guns. And a bunch of anti-air, of course. Alright, let's start with the first things first, the advanced tower. Judging by how the ship looks, and I'm using the Wikipedia picture for this, I'd say advanced tower 12, because then I can still put a triple on that. I know that this isn't quite the right look for it. Yeah, I'm not even sure if there is the exact type of bridge for this ship. I don't think so. This comes close, but I think this is going to make it easier to actually fit the turrets in more or less the right place. She supposedly has 2 funnels. One taller one and one slightly less tall. Something like that. Then a secondary tower. And I think that the secondary tower also sports a turret. Yes, that secondary turret is up quite high. So a rear tower over here. Ooh, that would put her really high. Well, actually, judging by the line drawing, again, Wikipedia, I think it might work. 4 weight offset, 20%. I don't know how to fix that. This is going to help a little. It's still 12%. I put the turret over there. It's still 10.8. If I don't go with the rear tower that has that turret slot on it, then I could use this one. But it's going to cut into my base accuracy by 5 points. I don't want that. So I might just keep this thing empty. And keep this turret over here to try and offset that massive 4 weight offset. Because that's not going to be doing me any kind of favors. In fact, it might do the opposite. Where's my accuracy stat? Weight and cost? No, not interested. There was the whole thing about swaying and how that impacts the ship. No, this is just the costs. Torpedo resistance, slow down. Yeah, here. Longitudinal weight offset. This is going to cause me more speed, less turning rate, less deceleration? Really? How is that working? It's also going to give me a bit of accuracy penalty. Gives me a higher flooding chance. Oh, this is all lovely. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to fix it, short of putting more secondaries on the stern. But that's not too likely. Alright, so that is her primary armament. 9 381mm, aka 15-inch guns. Then she had 12 152mm guns, aka 6-inch. And she had those in, let's see, what sort of a setup? A couple of triples. So if I'm going by the design schematic, she had them more or less here, but they can't fit there because the main tower's up there. I don't want to fit them here. So I know that it goes against the design, but I'm going to have to put them here. And then the other ones here. Let's see if I can rotate this. Yeah. And I can really hear the history buffs in the comment section going, oh no, but this isn't historically accurate. It's a game, guys. I cannot make this thing work any better or worse than it currently does. She's also supposed to have a lot more secondary armament in the form of 3.5-inch guns. So I can either round that up to 4-inch or round it down to 3-inch. Let's say, let's round it up. But the problem is, I can't fit that anywhere. If I had a different hull available, like the modernized, or the modern battleship, I might be able to make it work, but I don't have that. So I can't. Casemate guns. Yeah, that doesn't look anything like her. No. I need to fit 12 3 or 4-inch guns. Not even the 3 inches I'm going to want to fit here. 1, 2. No, let's not interfere with that turret. If I don't strictly have to. 3. 4. Yeah, these shouldn't bite each other too badly. Hopefully. Okay, and then comes 1.5-inch. I rounded these down. I think that gives me the liberty to round the other ones up. But the ship doesn't have anywhere to fit them. There supposedly are 20 of these things. How am I going to fit all that? Where? Because in the drawings it looks like it had a far more modern tower than what it's currently sporting. This is the advanced tower. But what I need is a tower that has, almost like the Yamato one, a whole bunch of slots on the side of the tower. Okay, let's see how many I can fit in. Pretty much none. If I could use all of this deck space, that would be fantastic, but that would interfere with the B turret. Yeah, I can put I can put a whole one over there. No, screw it. I'm ditching the 2-inch guns. It's not working. Alright. Then she also has a bunch of anti-air, but that's definitely not important in this game. Radar, nothing. Rangefinder, stereoscopic 5. Propellant, let's go for heavy shells and high TNT. It's probably not the right thing, but suck it. And, oh. There goes the weight. She has an 11-inch belt armor, so that is actually quite historic. She has 3.5 inches to 5.9 inches of deck armor, so that actually pans out as well. Can I fit this? No, I'm already overweight. Conning tower. Has 10 inches of armor. The turrets have 15 inches of armor. The secondaries, it doesn't say. It does say that the barbettes are 14 inches thick. But how much that exactly is, I don't know. I probably couldn't fit this even if I wanted to. So let's stick with barbette 3. And then, well, I guess this is what we're going to be using. This is it. Littorio Class battleship, or at least my interpretation of it, using the assets that the game has available. Let's launch. Alright, objective. Sink all British warships. We have an H advantage. They have a slight numerical advantage. 3 battleships versus 2. And I have 4 destroyers versus 10 of theirs. Which is going to make it very interesting. Let's see. These guys are armed with torpedoes at a range of 13.2. That's useful. Enemy smoke spotted to the north. That's where we happen to be heading. We got the Littorio and the Conte di Cavour. Heavy cruisers. Aquila. Aquila is very fast. Suprema and San Giorgio. Torpedoes, 8 kilometers out, 8-inch guns. Out to a range of 15 clicks. Light cruisers, Montebello and Lombardia. Torpedoes at 7.8 clicks. Very, very visible. They're fast torpedoes. These guys, torpedo type, very slow, but very stealthy. Minus 65% detection. Okay, let's see if I can find the enemy. And let's have the destroyer scout out ahead. Interesting to see that the destroyers are faster than the cruisers. Oh, sorry, slower than the cruisers. The heavy cruisers can do 38 knots. Whereas my destroyers can only do 31. The light cruisers can do 30 knots. And of course the battleships can also do 30 knots. I might be able to use that high speed on the heavy cruisers to detach and just disengage from the fight. Because they are the ones that are mission critical. They have to survive. If they don't survive, then I'm pretty much shit out of luck. Now I wonder if the game actually intentionally or accidentally gave these guys radar. Yeah. My battleships don't have radar, but my destroyers do. Lombardia does not come... Yeah, it does come with Generation 1 radar. And the heavy cruisers, Generation 1 radar, and sonar. That's useful. That's very useful. Hold on, we got the battleship sighted. British seem to be coming right at us. We have a firing range of 32.3 kilometers. I just have to start opening up. Turn to port. We're firing into his nose. Means that I'm not likely to pen him. Let's go try and go for HE. Now somebody was asking in the comment section, how do you turn off the HUD? How do I take the screenshots? I do that by pressing Ctrl, Alt, Shift, Z. That's the thing that I use to make these screenshots. And then you press F11, the game freezes for half a second. And then the game actually makes the screenshot and puts that in the screenshot folder if you have one. If you don't have one, then I think the game is going to automatically make one for you. First couple of shells are going out to the British, which are not returning fire yet. Hit, no damage. Let's see if I can catch the Littorio as she's firing. So that's how I do it. I pause, I get the screenshot, and I just resume. Alright, my dear destroyers. I hope that we can get into range. Drop torpedoes, 13.2 clicks. So we're going to go right into their path, go parallel, and then drop the torpedoes and hopefully do some damage. Identification is still proceeding, and I'm very much hoping that the British escort ships are behind them. But as of right now, I have not seen any sort of smokescreen. So it's hard to tell. Range to the British, 15 clicks. The heavy cruisers are not yet in range. And on top of that, they're probably on the wrong side. Yeah, they're on the wrong side. I want you guys to follow the heavy cruisers. DDs are almost in torpedo range. Torpedoes denied for the time being. Yep, got another ship. It's probably the third battleship of that group. I'm surprised I'm not setting any fires yet. 14-5, they still haven't spotted me? Is their range finding really that bad? Oh, hold on. Destroyer spotted. Good to know. Range 11.7. We're definitely inside a torpedo range. Go here. Maintain fire on the battleships. Heavy cruisers are just joining in now. The Aquila, Suprema, and San Giorgio. Reload. 20 seconds. Propellant, TNT. Looks like we finally set the first fire. Oh shit, my destroyers are sailing into what could be a heavy cruiser. Or a light. I think that's a light cruiser hull. But it's armed. Like it's gonna eat a destroyer alive. So let's not stick around here. Let's try and get the torpedoes out versus the battleship. Let's see, Lampo. Torpedoes are returning, and torpedoes are in the water. We have three quintuple systems on these ships. Let's start falling back. If I'm not mistaken, these things can be very accurate, the electric ones. Now my biggest threat is the battleships. Because the battleships are not only capable of probably very capable of doing damage to my battleship, but also doing damage to my heavy cruisers. And that's the ones that I think are currently the ones most at risk. How many torpedoes do you still have? 24. Okay. So we got first swarm out, second swarm. And hopefully, if I'm looking deep with these torps, they're not only going to hit this one, but also pose a threat to the other battleship. Especially the second group here could be a risk to that other battleship, maybe even more so. Identification, 78%. The battleships are at a range of 14.3. And yes, I'm still moving at full speed because I really don't want to get too close to those destroyers. Let's go for auto and see if I can accidentally get an armor-piercing hit that does damage. Regia just launched. And the Angelo Bassini is also preparing to fire. Let's explicitly set the torpedoes on that second battleship. Let's go to ×2. Lots and lots of shell fire on this British warship, which is still not returning fire. I can get behind that. Jesus, that must be all the fire from the cruisers. Identification, 97%. 98. 99. Bingo. Collingwood. 17-inch guns. Hello. It has advanced radio. It has very good rangefinders. It does come with torpedo tubes, which fire at a range of 12.8, but it seemingly struggles with actually using that accuracy, or using that capability, because it's not actively firing. First set of torpedoes, second set, third set, I think. Or has the first set already cleared? No, not yet. Not even the light cruisers are firing. Chance to pen, 69%. Oh crap, now they're firing. All destroyers, set up smokescreen and start falling back immediately. Torpedoes from the Angelo have just been launched. I wonder when the ship's going to start to react. It has spotted the Angelo Bassini. Torpedoes have been destroyed. Status, minimum bulkheads. Unfortunately, that first torpedo over here might be the only one that strikes the Collingwood. Or, yeah, she just avoided these two, but there's more coming. A lot more. Pretty bad hit on the Regia, 134. I've seen destroyers go down to less than that. Get out of here, guys. You did your job admirably. And by the looks of it, you could have already killed Collingwood. And maybe some other ships behind her as well. Oh, this is going to be bad for her. 1, 2, 3. Minimum bulkheads, and the ship is flooding from bow to stern. That should be the first British battleship sunk. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pay for that attack with the Freccia, which I don't think has any chance of making it out alive. Damaged engines, flooding, fire. No, she's pretty much gone. Hold on the torpedo launchers until otherwise directed. First battleship sunk. The second battleship, as of yet unidentified, seems to be happily turning into these 3 torpedoes. That is very nice of them. Now, in the previous battle, I had a problem where I disengaged too far. I don't want to do that again. Just stick to this course. And make sure I keep them at or around 15. Africa. Is she going to eat one or is she going to just bypass them? No, she's going to bypass them. But can that next battleship say the same? Fire on the Africa. What happened to you? 15-inch shell from one of my battleships. Destroyers. It's still the Freccia who's taking the worst of it. No, it looks like the torpedoes are not going to be too much of a threat anymore. Still, those constant waves oh! Hold on. Tribune. Wrong turn. 1 hit. And 2 more. And another one. And she's dead. That was probably the salvo from the Freccia. Oh! And the Collingwood takes another few more torpedoes. Poor thing. Stop kicking her, she's already dead. Africa? Oh, no you're not. It's starting to look like the Africa's trying to disengage. I don't want to see anything like that. You and your disengaging tactics. Freccia, disengage from the division and retreat from the battle. Lampo, Giuseppe, Angelo, turn around again. We're going to go out and torpedo them again. Oh, why do they have to keep running? Minimum bulkheads as well? Yeah, they're... Oh! She got hit by a torpedo. Both engines are out. Rudder's damaged and she's flooding. Quickly as well. These British ships really don't stand up to flooding very well. 39, 30. Alright, I seemingly sunk something else. These torpedoes are still traveling and there's smoke screens out here, so there could be more. Glory is now down to 10%. Seems to have the flooding more or less under control. As she sealed whatever bulkhead she did have. But is it in time? Yeah, it's in time. She can still pump out the water. Alright, the Africa's coming back. Let's see if I can finish off the Glory before she's able to heal back up. Destroyers. Starting to turn around. Glory's at 5%, 4%. She's still flooding. I think we have a collision here. Or was that a sinking ship? Hard to tell. Yep, something sunk. Due to heavy flooding. I think that might have been the Africa, the Glory. Not the Africa, but the Glory. So those torpedoes from those destroyers really did oh, there goes another one. Really did fantastically well. Flash fire. What is going on? The British are getting their asses handed to them. Chance to pen, 70%. Have you no armor? Well, no, not a lot. 7.4 inches of belt armor, 6.9 inches of deck armor. But it's just not going to be enough. Now the Lampo is ready, the Giuseppe is ready, and Giangelo is ready. And to my great surprise, the Freccia is still alive. Alright, do I want to send out another salvo of torpedoes against the battleship? I think so. Normal. If we can once again saturate this area with torpedoes, she'll have nowhere to go. In the meanwhile, just charge in with the battleships and the heavy cruisers, making sure that no escort ship can get close to me. No destroyer, no heavy cruiser, nothing. Here's a light cruiser. That's going to be the target of the heavy cruisers. My heavy cruisers, that is. Torpedoes away on the Lampo. Turn around again. Yeah, my torpedoes won't be able to hit those ships. Oh, there's another one. Torpedoes away from the Giuseppe. These guys are turning heavily. It's not going to be worth it to... Oh, hold on. There are more of them. I want you to try and target that other ship. Destroyer, set a smoke screen and come around again. We're going to have to wait till the next launch. Main tower damaged. Africa is returning fire though, but so far the Littorio hasn't got a scratch on her. Whoops. Nice. Yeah. I don't want to use all hulls. That was the wrong combination of keys. Here come all the escorts. Light cruisers. Currently under heavy fire by my heavy cruisers. My light cruisers, I'm going to have to push these guys up. Just take a shorter turn. And slow the battleships down so that the other ships have a chance to catch up. Heavy cruisers no longer following the battleships, just go to full speed. I want you guys to slow down to 22. And the light cruisers to go as fast as they can. More damage on the Africa, and she's flooding due to impacts caused by what I think is the Littorio and the Conte di Cavour. Caradoc is pushing in but has no torpedoes. Not much of a threat to the Littorio. Littorio has taken her first damaging hit and is on fire. More flooding on the Africa. The first torpedo salvo is not looking good. The second is not looking good either. And the third hasn't been sent by the Angelo. Just go for an aggressive launch. Or maybe just... Nah. Going against the Africa would be a bit of a waste. Turn back. I think the Africa is going to be not with us for very much longer. I'm getting quite close to their destroyers. This one has torpedoes to a range of 6-8. The Mons. And that does put her dangerously inside of the range of the battleships. Come left. Light cruisers. Take care of the Mons. Heavy cruisers. Take care of the Mons. She has a flash fire going. She just blew off her bow turret. Africa sinks due to heavy flooding. Torpedoes are away on this ship. Current target, the battleships. The flash fire seems to be under control though. Has been reduced to a normal fire. She still has another torpedo launcher ready, but it's all the way on the stern. And she just sent it against the battleships. Good thing I'm making that turn. Hopefully it's going to be enough. Get rid of that destroyer. No joy. Now the Mons is pretty teethless. Destroyers here. Legion war... Yeah, the Legion... Torpedoes out to 6-8. Very fast, very visible. I'm gonna have to get these battleships out of here now. Detach. The Mons is down. Rudder maximum port. Littorio, rudder, port maximum. Oh, hold on. I need you to turn starboard. We got a cross drop here. Oh boy. This is not going to be pleasant. Let's see if that torpedo protection is worth anything. 2 hits. The Hyacinth is dead due to extensive fire. I'm sorry I'm not covering everything here because I'm a bit busy. Contest seems to be flooding, but mostly under control. There goes the cutter dock. Heavy cruisers, new target, Trident. The Legion has already done her damage. She's already sent out her torpedoes, but the Trident hasn't. Secondary units on the Trident. Light cruisers, just push in. You got 7-inch guns, you're perfect to fight destroyers. Do it. You got the Encounter. Oh shit. My destroyers are very much under attack. Launch torpedoes if you have them against the heavy cruiser. Whoa, shit! Didn't see that. It couldn't have been the light cruiser. So it must have been the heavy. Yep, torpedoes here, there, and there. There goes one destroyer. That's the first ship I've lost. She has sent her torpedoes. Time to get these DDs back. Because they probably won't win on their own against the heavy cruiser. Unless the heavy cruiser accidentally runs into the torpedoes. Legion. Going down. Trident. Flooding. Fire. No flash fire, but also no torpedo launch. Saladin. Torpedo launches was blocked by the Legion. I'm not sure how much longer they're going to care for their dead companion. And if they do not care for the dead companion, then they're going to start launching torpedoes at me any moment now. Couple of hits on the wear. She's not firing. Oh, there goes the Encounter. Hold on, how did that happen? Light cruiser, Encounter. You got hit repeatedly by light cruisers. And actually the torpedoes from my light cruisers. Nice. Trident severely damaged, limping away. Where? What's the current speed? Oh, there's another group of destroyers. Closer to my DDs. Oh crap, we're gonna have to hunt all of those down. Trident still in the torpedo launch. Heavy cruisers are under torpedo attack. I should be fine. Littorio is perfectly healthy. The content might need a bit of duct tape. And repairs to her engine. There goes one of the destroyers. Flooding on the Trident. I think we're just wrapping up destroyers now. Oh, there's more. There's a light cruiser here. There's the Trident dead. Very good. Well done, guys. Well done. Push. Are my DDs? Not great. Oh shit. What happened to you? What hit you? A torpedo. Yeah, I suppose that would do it. And she has a flash fire on top of that. Uh-oh. Is that still going? No, I imagine it's not. So I just lost a light cruiser, but that I can handle. I cannot lose any battleships or heavy cruisers. Oh yeah, right, I was hunting these guys down. Right. One wounded destroyer. Or one solo destroyer anyway, the Saladin. Where's my other light cruiser, Lombardia? Here. Intercept that destroyer. She still has a load of torpedoes, she's still a big threat. My destroyers in the meanwhile are doing a gunfight against their destroyer, the Nymph. And the Nymph has just launched torpedoes. This is the problem with having slow destroyers. They're not very good at disengaging. Saladin refuses to torpedo, probably because her range is so short. Nothing. Accuracy is less than 1%. Target the Trojan. Oh, the Trojan's in the smoke screen. That's going to make it a lot more complex to hit. Let's get the Littorio reassigned to the first battleship group. There we go. Small hit on the Trojan. How many torpedo tubes do you actually have? A couple of quadruples amidships, and a stern, and one triple on the bow. Okay. Oh, your smoke just ran out. Accuracy is just going up. The destroyers don't have a target yet. Lombardia also sinks. Let me guess. Torpedoes. Who did that? Saladin. That was definitely Saladin's doing. Okay, Trojan's taken heavy damage. We just need to finish her off. Come on. She's sinking. Engines are damaged. She's a sitting duck. Yes, there you go. That'll kill her. Or does it? She took flooding, but look at how quickly she's trying to pump that back out. Badger. Badger just launched torpedoes. Versus the heavy cruisers. Aquila, hard starboard. My ships do have sonar. Or do they? Oh, they don't, because they're heavy cruisers. The light cruisers had sonar, not the heavies. Bingo! Next target, Badger. There is the torpedo spread. Own torpedoes have been sent out by the Aquila. Range is now 3.8. We're firing with everything we have. 8 inch, 4 inch, 2 inch. I think those few unidentified kills were destroyers and maybe a few light cruisers. Because otherwise I cannot explain the utter lack of light cruisers on the British Empire's part. My guys still fighting? No, they disengaged. Alright. Re-engage. I don't have torpedoes, but they're still actual gunboats. Skate hasn't torpedoed yet. Saladin. He could be thinking about it. We do have torpedoes out here, here. So we're limiting their avenues of retreat. Oh. Oh no. No, 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 no. I thought I avoided them all, but I didn't. San Giorgio. Maximum bulkheads. Use them. Close them off. Flooding is no longer proceeding. 22%, 20... Oof. Okay. She might just survive, but that was very dangerous. Because if I lose a heavy cruiser, I lose the scenario. Skate. I just need to sink a few more destroyers. Not even that many. But the weapons that I have, the ships that I still have alive, are not fantastic at doing it. Oh. Did you take a torpedo? No, the battleship hit her for 2,970 damage. Yep. That'll put you down. Saladin took flooding. Rudder damage. And the last destroyer, the Nymph, is once again trying to hunt down my ships. My destroyers. Nymph is still 11 clicks out from the heavy cruisers. Probably not likely to hit. Saladin. Current speed, only 28 knots, which for a destroyer is not very quick. She can do 41.5. Although that seems very ambitious. She did send out torpedoes, but against who? The heavy cruiser. Which one? Yeah, this one. Oh, no, 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 no. I might be safe here, but I'm not sure if her sister ship, the Suprema, is. Aquila is returning in retaliation. Yeah, Aquila's fine. She's torpedoing in retaliation. Although by that point there's probably no Saladin left to hit. And that just means that we're gonna go full speed and charge down the Nymph. Alright, Suprema, rejoin the Aquila. Oh, hold on. No, 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 no. That one. Speed to full, 38 knots. Giuseppe, no torpedoes. Angelo, 4 torpedoes. Don't torpedo unless otherwise directed. Let's see if we can gun down the Nymph. Although the game, even at a range of 3.3, is feeling so inadequate about that, so unlikely to hit, that she's not even trying. The Nymph, however, is trying to hit me with torpedoes. She just sent out a group here. Immediately gets picked up by the Hydro. And there's another wave in the water. So now I can just turn right back. Very unfortunate that the Giuseppe has no further torpedoes. Come on. Engine 3 damaged on the Nymph. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Jeez, you're taking a lot of damage. 2,400 ton destroyer versus a 2,700 one, but this one has 4-inch guns. And I have 4s and 3s. She's just a bit more accurate. Oh, this is not going to work. Ammo detonation. Fire. Flooding. This one-on-one fight. Not going to work. Range. 1.4. I have 4 torpedoes. Send them. Torpedoes away. Nymph immediately detects the torpedoes. And immediately makes very violent turn to port to avoid. The heavy cruisers are currently 9 clicks out. So soon they'll be able to assist the already damaged Angelo Bassini. And I think that the Nymph is out-turning her own turrets. Because she's not actively shooting anymore. There she is. Hold on. Look at this. My accuracy is 2%. Her accuracy is 20%. Rangefinder's pretty bad. Hydroacoustics are pretty good. This thing has very good rangefinding on it. Maybe damage instability. Yeah, target maneuver's not helpful. I'm shooting through smoke. That's not helpful. And target has a fast speed. Let me guess, you're doing 40 knots. 36. Range? 600 meters. Time to hit them with our sword. Have at it, guys. She doesn't have to get lucky too many times, the Nymph, because I feel that my destroyers are just not as powerful as those British ones. Range from the light cruisers is 8 clicks. Oof. Flash fire. Vicini loses her A turret. Oh dear. Flash fire is under control. The Nymph is just waiting to launch torpedoes at me again. Angelo, turn out. Because those torpedo tubes are almost ready. And only if I turn away will I ever have a chance at dodging them. There's just 3 of them. But there's another 8 which are getting readied. Torpedoes. Was that a launch? That was a launch. Hard starboard. Oh, I might have to squeeze between those. This one and that one. The other torpedo launchers are still reloading. Angelo, don't get hit. Look at this. Look at this. This right here is the torpedo. If that's not a close dodge, I don't know what is. Look at that. Heavies, range. 5 clicks out. Slow down. I need better accuracy against that destroyer, and on top of that, I really don't want to get too close. Some damage on the Nymph, finally. The Angelo, however, is heavily burning. I think the Nymph is going to kill her. Unless I kill the Nymph before that happens. Come on, heavies. Accuracy only 0.6. Torpedoes were launched, but of course immediately the Nymph respawns and turns. I don't estimate the chances for the Aquila to be, or the Angelo to be very good. Torpedoes versus the Aquila. Spotted those. Thank you, Angelo, for still sticking around and spotting the torpedoes. Angelo once again has a flash fire. Loses her bow turret. Ooh dear. You're done. I keep trying to get range from those ships, but it's not working. Aquila dodged. Come on, guys. 1 DD is making you all look like clowns. Inaccurate clowns at that. Get it done. Fire on the Nymph. She's still doing 30 knots. Fire and flooding. Engines damaged. Rudders damaged. 28.6, 28.1, 27.5. There goes your speed, and that was your defense. The Angelo is still fighting for her life. And it might just be enough. We control the flooding, control the fire. Maybe I can sink the Nymph just before she goes down. More flooding, and she's done. And that is the entire British fleet sunk. Mission accomplished. The Mediterranean is now under control by the Italian Empire. Although I will leave it to Paulo Bellomi, who wrote the scenario, to also come up with a sort of aftermath. I like knowing what happens after. So, Paulo, if you're watching the video, and I hope that you are, let me know in the comments down below what happened after this fight. How did the rest of the Mediterranean get controlled? How did the fight go? Let me know down below in the comments. And for the rest of you, don't give up on your scenario. Just keep pitching it. The chances of it getting picked are going to increase if you're early, of course, and if you make it better and better and better. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall be back with you in a few days for the next one. See you then.